we took up this name is very controversial. A few people can have different meanings for this, but the reason why we took this the name as 3AM is not only because I am one A and we're the other 3 A's, but also because we believe in the digitalization and in the dawn of digitalization. In the areas that we live, there the sun sets at 3 AM, the sun rises at 3 AM. So that is why we believe that we are going to bring that dawn of digitalization in those respective areas. So the question is, who are we?
3AM Digital Services.
What do we provide?
Digital solutions.
To whom?
To under-established businesses.
And why is it important, Mahi?
This is very important. Why? Because in the areas that we live, it's very relatable for all the areas in subcontinent. That then I'll be telling you a small story that can sum up the gist of all of this. Can I have the next slide? So there lives a man, Bashir. Bashir has a big family of 6 individuals, and he earns around $200 a month. The problem with him is that he is a rural craftsman, and because of that, he's not being given a good share of the income that he is supposed to earn. On the contrary, we have another man. His name is Jawad. Jawad is a rich, wealthy man, and he earns around $2,500 a month. The connection between the two is that Bashir is being exploited by Jawad, which is the businessman, the local vendor, the intermediary between the consumer and the manufacturer is exploiting the local end manufacturer, and that is our core problem that we are providing the solution to. This gap is to be bridged by our company, and we're going to be bridging this through digital services and the digitalization of all of and providing mentorship and training. Now I'll be. So this is the lean canvas. I have just told you the 3 basic problems, but I'll be mentioning them again. So our basic problem is that technology and the stigma that exists in the rural areas regarding it. The second problem is exploitation. The exploitation of consumers, our consumers such as the manufacturers basically, is the second problem that we'll be addressing. And lastly, the problem is that there is access, the lack of access and lack of skills. People do not know what to do, when to do, how to do, and what is the importance of digitalization in the international community. The solutions that we are providing, to sum it all up, there are a lot of services, but basically we're going to be providing mentorships, the digital services such as SEOs, and then web pages such as Facebook, etc. And then we're going to be providing networking solutions to all of these individuals through which they can connect with others and create their own channels of selling. Why are we different from everybody else? That is because we have a lot of companies back in these urban cities who are working towards digitalization. What makes us different is that we will be focusing primarily on the rural areas and empowering and instilling the knowledge of digitalization, media, etc. to those local craftsmen who do not know anything about all of this and so cannot tap into the benefits of this sector. As I just mentioned, our target customers is our beachhead basically is the craftsmen and under-established businesses. We're going to be earning money how through mentorships, trainings, and workshops, etc. But there's a small benchmark that we've set. Because this is a social entrepreneur society, we aim to only charge the people who are earning more than $200. Other than that, the mentor and training sessions for them will be free. Otherwise, if anybody earns more than $200, we'll be charging them for mentorships, trainings, etc. And through all of this, we will be managing and covering the costs of advertisement, the training space that we have, and reaching the consumers because they live in rural areas, so we have to have lodging facilities for our providers there. So now I would like to explain how it's done. I'd like to call upon the man behind the idea, Akil.
Thank you. So Mahin just told you that we'll be providing digital services. Do you realize that back in countries where we are from, Pakistan and India and Afghanistan, those countries, even Bangladesh and some other countries, some of the businesses, they don't even exist online. So the main services that we are providing, they are online existence and inbound marketing. Inbound marketing, I'll be discussing it in the next slide. For now, I'll be talking about online existence. How do we bring these businesses online? How do we motivate them, and how do we tell them to bring your businesses online, and how is it going to benefit you? In that, first we have websites, we have social media platforms, and we have blogs. Like just think, we are living here in 2016, and back the businesses over there, the craftsmen over there, they don't have pages on the social media platforms, they don't have any recognition on social media platforms, they don't have any website. How they are going to be recognized? So we are going to bring them online. Just think of this. People are looking for handicrafts and for products and services all over the world. They are looking for the services on the internet. And if you are not available in this region over here, how they are going to find you? We are going to bring them over here. And then we have inbound marketing. If you are, some of you may not know about inbound marketing. If you are marketing a product in a local market, so it's called marketing. But if you are doing things on internet for marketing your services or your products, then it's called inbound marketing. And we have social media marketing, search engine optimization, email and content marketing, keyword bidding, online advertisements, blog management, and other things on it. So we will be providing mentorship and trainings on these things, as well as we will be providing these services, search engine optimization. It's very important. In the start, we are targeting rural areas, but we also have some businesses and some shops and hotels and restaurants in urban and cities. They have their websites, but they haven't optimized it. Back in Block 71 a few days ago, we met a startup, AfterYou.co. It's a really great idea, but I asked him, have you done SEO? He said no. So how people are going to recognize him? He haven't targeted some specific keywords. That's the main thing. And besides that, this will also be providing training and mentorship sessions on blogging, on how to use forums and how to level up your sales and boost your sales using forums and tell people about you. Social media management, online advertisements and outreach. And we'll be also mentoring. So now I'll call Ahmed to tell you further about it.
Okay. How we differentiate from others? If we look around us, we found different companies like Samsung, Casio, Canon, Versace, Levi's, Colgate, Nestle. We find a lot of companies. But if we go, let's just talk about HP. HP is an international company. It has a core product, like it has its best laptops. Then it has a platform that they can market their product at that site, website, social media, each and everything. They can tell about their marketing strategies on international level. Then they can sell their products on the international. But we have other men who are living in rural areas. A local businessman does not have any opportunity or any platform to tell about their products, their core products. So what are we going to do? We are going to provide them exposure. Our platform will give them exposure to provide their products in national and international level, so they can provide their products. So there will be less low process of manipulation, because a man comes to them and collects all their products and manipulates them and sell them at higher rates. If they are exposing themselves in national and international market for our platform, so they can be a brand by themselves like an HP.
I'll be discussing about the revenue model. So what is our source of income? As you have seen in the lean canvas, it is mentorship, training, workshops and web service. As already Maheen told you, we are not going to be charging for everything. We have certain criteria for charging. Like if we be building websites for these craftsmen, we won't be charging them for the mentorship and training. We'll be providing them with workshops on how to use their websites. And the web service, we are mostly concentrating on SEOs for our creating SEOs will be our major source of revenue, and is a job done after creating a website for them. As our market is very small comparatively, as we are concentrating on rural areas, if we just provide them with a website, I think that won't give us enough revenue to sustain ourselves. So we will be concentrating on other things such as the SEOs, and we will be providing mentorship, as I told before. So what is our main source of revenue? The main source of revenue, we actually try to provide SEOs because we need to keep on constantly keep updating SEOs to keep the craftsman in pace with the other websites to like if they actually search for their website, they should be right on top. So we need to keep in constant pace. So with each month we'll be updating our SEOs. So what gives us the major advantages? I'm not telling that we have no competitors. There are competitors, but they focus on the urban areas, but whereas we focus on the rural areas. So this gives us a major advantage.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. It was an honor pitching before you all. Are there any questions that we need to answer? Okay.
What is the persona of your customer?
The customer is basically a local craftsman or underestablished businesses who cannot tap into the market because they lack the access or the knowledge to understand the importance of digitalization and social media.
When you start your presentation, you show a personas or someone that earn $200 a
Yeah.
month. So do they get to access internet, networks, and
Exactly
all
that.
that? Because just previously, the other team was saying that 60% of the people does not get access to the internet.
Actually, back in rural areas, there are big families. We're talking about one person, he's earning $200 per month. So they are big families, and most of the areas, they have access to internet and they have access to using mobile phone. They know how to use it. We were talking about only one person, it's $200 per head, but if you combine all the family, so mostly, if I say not 60%, but I would say like 20%, they don't have access to the internet and things, and the rest they have.
They do not have public access, but we have web houses back in Pakistan, and those web houses are like, you have computers set up, and whoever wants to work on computers can go, pay them a little extra around per hour, and then they can use those web services. And also we have our own in-house training sessions in which we're going to have our own computers, and they'll be installed. I covered that in the cost part, that how will we be covering the cost. So what areas of cost need to be covered. So this was included in that. We will be having set-up houses in which we'll be having our own computers and our own network service through which we're going to connect the rural manufacturers to the urban consumers.
So what you're actually trying to build is actually a directory of craftsmen and the ability of small businesses to put them online, right? More than anything else. And at such a point, right? When you say the craftsman himself makes less than $200 a month, right? And the cost will be borne by you guys, because it's going to be free for him, right? So